Welcome to the Morning Update. I'm Erin Roan. A nervous wait for mortgage holders with the Reserve Bank tipped to lift the official cash rate today. Most economists are expecting a jump of 0.25%, but it could make a bigger move in a bid to curb rising inflation. Westpac Chief Economist Bill Evans says it's important rates rise now and taper off in the lead up to next year.
I think the right policy is to increase the rate by 0.4%. And in that way, they would take back all the emergency rate cuts that we saw in 2020. There's no emergency now. In fact, the emergency is quite the opposite. Inflation is taking off rapidly and they need to get ahead of it.
To the UK, and Boris Johnson has survived a no-confidence vote over the Partygate scandal, the vote coming amid increasing pressure for him to step down from the leadership over a string of parties held at Downing Street during COVID lockdowns. Senior Government MP John Penrose resigned, voting against the PM.
I think that the problem is that a breach of the ministerial code isn't something that goes away. It isn't something which people will just shrug and move on from.
The Prime Minister has met with the Indonesian President in Jakarta. Anthony Albanese and Joko Widodo have discussed trade, tourism, climate change and China. Mr Albanese wants to boost economic ties between our nations.
Indonesia is on track to be one of the world's 5 largest economies. Revitalising our trade and investment relationship is a priority for my government.
Mr Albanese has also confirmed he will attend the G20 summit in Bali in November. It's been revealed as many as 5,000 members of the mafia have been identified in Australia. The AFP believes Italian organised crime syndicates are responsible for smuggling tons of illicit drugs onto our shores and washing billions in dirty money. And Apple has given us a glimpse of some new advances to its technology. iOS 16 will feature a customisable lock screen with users also able to edit texts once they've been sent and unsend messages as well. To sport now, it's brought to you by Ladbrokes Mates Mode, the better way to chat, share and bet together. T's and C's apply. And remember, gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-858-858. Australia has named 3 pacemen for today's first T20 clash with Sri Lanka in Colombo. Skipper Aaron Finch is expecting a pitch that will better suit the Aussie pace attack.
There was a temptation there, but having seen the conditions over the last couple of days, the square's quite green. There's been a lot of rain around. The outfield's quite heavy.
Dave Warner and Steve Smith have also earned selection after missing games against Sri Lanka earlier this year at home. To the NRL, Warriors coach Nathan Brown looks to be on the way out. There are reports he's told players he's unable to relocate to New Zealand when the side eventually moves back home. And in the AFL, the Western Bulldogs have decided not to challenge a 2-week ban for Bailey Smith. And for even more sports news, make sure you check out the Sports Update. You'll find it wherever you're listening to this show. In entertainment news, and Paramount is facing a lawsuit over the new Top Gun Maverick movie. The family that owns the rights to the original Top Gun story say the agreement it had with the studio expired in 2020, which means production of the sequel is in breach of copyright. They're suing for damages. And comedian Dave Chappelle is giving back. He's donating all the money from ticket sales at his weekend gig in Buffalo to the families of the 10 killed in a mass shooting there. And that's the latest from the Nova Podcasts team. We'll see you later on for another episode of The Update.